Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Tank be chopping, and we back with another haircut video. Check it out, man. I ain't cut this man's hair in about 2 years or so. He stopped coming to me a while back, just for whatever reason. You know, he ain't been in a while, but he came to me because it was his birthday, and he said, "Tank, I need you to hook me up. You know, you're one of the best barbers to ever cut my hair, so I need you to give me that special." So I'm starting off by combing out my client's hair. You know, when you're cutting this type of hair, you want to make sure that you comb that hair out. That way it lifts the hair up off of the scalp a little bit, and it gives you more of an even cut when you're going over the hair. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking my 1 guard with the lever open, which is basically a 1.5, and I've noticed that on this type of hair texture, a 1.5, a 1.5, or a 2 guard leaves it the best length, at least in my opinion. So that's what I'm doing here, going over the top with my 1 guard lever open. We are going to be doing a bald fade, lining up the beard, edging them up, giving some enhancements. You know, like I said, it's a birthday cut, so we wanted to make sure that everything, you know, look nice. So I'm just going over the top with that 1 guard lever open, getting it all down to that length. And then as y'all saw me do there, I did adjust my lever closed, and now I'm going over the parietal ridge area, just basically debulking, making it a little easier for me when it comes to me fading. It's going to be a little shorter in that area, so it's going to be easier for me to blend into. So now I am taking my trimmer, and what I'm doing is I'm setting in my initial bald guideline all the way around my client's head. These are the new Andis GTX XO with the Enforce blade. Once again, man, shout out to FW Barber Supply. They hooked the boy up with these. So if y'all want to get these or any barber tools, y'all can go to fwbarbersupply.com and use my discount code TANK10. That way you can save yourself some money on the purchase, you know what I'm saying? But as y'all can see, man, we're taking that trimmer, balding out my client, getting all that hair down to that length, making sure that we have it nice and bald all the way around. Now, typically I go over the sides with the foil shaver, but you know, when you're cutting, you know, African Americans, black people, whatever you want to call it, you know, don't cancel me. But when you're cutting those types of clients, sometimes they can't take the razor on the side, so I didn't want to chance him getting bumped up. So I'm using this trimmer to get it all down to that bald length, and this trimmer cuts really short, so I knew it was gonna still give a nice, you know, still leave it looking nice on the sides. So now we're gonna go into some actual fade work, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set in some guidelines. My first guideline that I'm setting in, well, not my initial bald guideline, but my next guideline is my clipper open, and as y'all can see, I am using those metal instincts, and I'm going all the way around the head with that clipper open, coming up about 3/4 of an inch or so. Now, if you want to purchase these tools, you can get them at FW Barber Supply, or you can go to stylecraftus.com to purchase this tool and use my discount code TANK10 on that website as well. But my next step is taking my 1 guard lever open, kind of setting in the next section, but still trying to blend into some of that debulking work that I did earlier. So this is my 1 guard lever open, not debulking, I'm sorry, but setting in my next section around the head, all the way around the head, but trying to blend into what I did earlier, blend into some of that debulking work, right? And as you can see, now I'm gonna turn my clipper the opposite way, close my lever and come down just to blend that in a little better. Now here is my 0 guard, my half guard, 1.5, or my 0.5 guard, whatever you want to call it, lever open. And now what I'm doing is I'm trying to blend out this section. So this half guard or the 0 guard lever open is going to blend into my 1 guard lever open, right? So I'm just using that 1 guard or that half guard open, trying to blend into that section, flicking out, taking a little bit of hair off at a time. And as you saw me do there, I did just close my lever, and what I'm trying to do is erase this bottom line. Now this bottom line may not come completely erased. I may have to go in with my clipper open and you know, do some detail work, but that's fine. For the most part, this line is going to become erased, or at least it's going to get softened a lot to make it look a lot softer. And like I said, guys, after that, I'm going in with my clipper no guard, lever open, and as you can see, I'm just using the corner of my clipper, tapping at these light spots, really not trying to go into the hair, really trying not to go into that blend, right? But now I close my lever, and what I'm doing is I'm working this bottom line, flicking at that bottom line, adjusting my lever as needed, using the corner of my clipper, just doing what I got to do to make sure this part of the blend looks right. As y'all can see, it's looking a little more faded, it's looking a little cleaner. I'm just adjusting my lever as needed, doing that lever play that I like to talk about to make sure that this haircut looks right, make sure the transition looks right, and make sure the blend looks right from the 0 all the way up to the length on top. And then we're gonna go ahead and blend in the beard, clipper open and then clipper close, and then we're gonna go ahead and line up my client. Now, I did do a video on these trimmers. As y'all can see, these trimmers hit really good. In my personal opinion, they're just really, you know, all in all, some great tools, right? It's a great clipper, or I'm sorry, a great trimmer to work with, balding, debulking, lining up. But I wouldn't say it's negative, but they do happen to be sharp, you know. So I'm not gonna use the trimmer underneath my client's neck. I'm just gonna use it on his cheek and on the lip a little bit. I know a lot of clients under their neck tends to be a little more sensitive, so I'm not gonna use it under there. But that's just because I also have a heavier hand when it comes to lining up. I'm not the lightest when it comes to lineups, right? But nonetheless, man, as you can see, we're taking our time lining up that beard. And this is one of the points of the haircuts that take me a while, is the beard. You know, like beard and edge ups, they just take me a little longer than normal because I have to take my time. Like I said, it's not my strong suit. I'm not the best at lining up. Like it takes me a while to make sure I get a straight line. I don't just one tap and go. You know, as y'all can see, a lot of times I'm going over the same area a good amount of times because I like to do little strokes, little taps, and just basically see what the hair is doing before I move on. But as y'all can see, we're lining up my man. We're giving him a nice sharp lineup on this front edge up, as well as the beard, on the vertical bar, all that good stuff. As you can see, man, this haircut is coming together. But if y'all pay attention to that blend is looking better. And you know, we're just gonna take it to the next level here by adding that Boppr pencil. Now this is the brown color. You know, they have white and brown, and then they got a black one, but I really don't use the black one unless I'm filling in people's beards. But I use the brown one on darker skinned clients, so that's what I'm doing here. And it's okay if it looks kind of harsh right now because I am gonna go in and basically erase that line a little bit, and that's what I'm doing here with my wall detailers. Now, I'm not gonna erase that line completely. What's gonna erase this line completely is when I go in with my straight edge razor and I go over this line. It's gonna erase the line even more, but still leave it to where it has a nice line and looks nice and sharp. But we're just trying to do a little bit of the erasing with this trimmer, just because, you know, we don't want it to be too blunt of a line right now. And then these are the trimmers that I'm going to use underneath my client's neck. I feel they hit good, but they're a little softer on the skin. So, you know, we're really not trying to you know, irritate the client. But as you can see, now I'm cleaning up that lip area, middle of the goatee area. But as y'all can see, like I said, man, that blend is looking right. Beard looked good. We're moving on to the opposite side now. And I'm basically gonna be doing the same thing. I got my one guard lever closed, doing a little bit of debulking, and now I got my one guard lever open. Just trying to blend into, you know, the area on top, blend into the longer hair. So I'm using the corner of my clipper, as y'all can see here. And that's the thing about the corner of your clippers, guys. It really helps to be a little more precise and just get those little dark areas that you see. It's kind of like using the blending shears, right? So now I'm going in with my half guard lever open, blending into that 1.5 that I just did, blending into that one guard open, and then we're gonna adjust our lever close just like we did on the opposite side, guys. What we do to one side, we gotta do to the other. So I'm closing my lever all the way, and now I'm attacking this bottom line in this section. And once again, this bottom line may or may not come out completely, but it will definitely be a softer line. So if I need to go back in with my clipper no guard lever open, it'll make it a lot easier for me to blend that section into it, right? But here I am with my clipper closed, knocking off that bottom line. And as you can see, same thing on this side, guys. That blend is coming together. Not 100% there yet, but for the most part, as you can see, we have a foundation. We have an idea of what this haircut is actually gonna look like. And as you can see, at least in my opinion, I think it's a good cut so far. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think so far about this cut. And then we're gonna blend in the beard on this side as well. Do some more detail work using the corner. As y'all can see, man, I'm really just using the corner, and that's what I like to do, is basically like point cutting. Like I said earlier, kind of like using some thinning shears, blending shears, whatever you want to call it. But it just makes the haircut look a little better, makes the gradients look nicer, and just gives that nice blurry effect. And now we're taking that trimmer and we're doing the same thing. We're gonna line my man up on the opposite side, making sure all these lines are nice and sharp. And then same thing on this side, guys. I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing the haircut. I'm not rushing the lineup. I don't like to rush any of my haircuts, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I don't do 20-30 minute haircuts. I don't like to rush personally. Like I said, that's just not something I like to do. Now, if you take 20 minutes on a haircut, 30 minutes haircut and beard, hey, that's perfectly fine. There's a client for everybody, but I tend to cater the client to just tend to care more about their appearance and their haircut, and they're not really too worried about if I take, 45 minutes to an hour on a cut. Now, only time I really take an hour on a cut if I'm doing the haircut, beard, enhancements, and all that. But even then, I try to keep it between 45 and 55 minutes. All right, so now that we got this side of the head lined up, the beard lined up, we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the pencil. We're gonna line up the hairline, basically tracing the hairline, like I said, and this is just gonna make the hairline pop a little more, give that transition from the hairline to the skin, and make the hairline look a little bit darker. So as y'all can see, pay attention to where the hairline meets the skin. That line already looks sharp, right? And I haven't even added, no paint, no hair fibers, no dye, none of that. It is just from the line up and the ash line or the chalk line from that pencil. And this is what I like to do, the pencil. It gives a nice transition, and just, the gradients looks different. It just makes the hairline pop a little more. And then he did have a little part in the front of his hairline. Some people like to call that, at least in Houston, we like to call that the screw hook, the DJ screw hook. So I'm going back in, tracing that. And like I've said before, well, y'all probably don't even know this, but designs and parts like this, man, they really aren't my strong suit either. So I'm taking my time doing it, kind of tracing what he had, but at the same time trying to give my little professional twist to it. Not necessarily a twist, but there's certain parts where I want it to be thicker than how they previously were. So that's basically what I'm doing, is I'm tailoring this part to make it look better, at least in my eyes, right? And he liked it, so that's all that really matters. But as you can see, I'm just using the corner of my trimmer, and that's how you get these lines on these parts to look really sharp. You got to use that corner just to make those lines look nice, sharp, and precise. And then once that is done, I am gonna go over that with the pencil also, once again, just to make that pop a little more. And then we're gonna blend that out with the trimmer once again. Now that that is done, we are gonna add some of My Favorite Barber's hair enhancements, and that's the name of the company, My Favorite Barber. I know y'all always ask me, and it's called My Favorite Barber. And I do believe you can get these enhancements along with the enhancement gun at FW Barber Supply. Discount code TANK10. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's go. But as y'all can see, man, I really enjoy using these enhancements. They actually last a little longer than traditional enhancements. Like I used to use Temptation by Kiss, and this one actually lasts longer. I've had clients tell me like, hey bro, this one lasts me like a whole week, right? So the fact that it can last your clients longer, I think is a plus, especially because they're gonna want it to last a little longer. But as y'all saw me do there, I did just add some hairspray, and now I'm going over the haircut or the hairline with some more enhancements. This is hair fibers by Tomb 45. And it's just to make the hairline look a little more natural instead of just paint. And then he got a little light spot back here. I didn't want to point it out, but he had a little light spot, so I went over that with some of those fibers just to make them look a little fuller. And then we're gonna lean my client back, and we're gonna finish this haircut off by doing some razor work. And y'all know when you do razor work, guys, you got to make sure you stretch that skin and you hold that razor flat. That way you lessen the chance of nicking your client. It's not gonna be 100% that you don't nick your client, but it does lessen the chance. And obviously you don't wanna nick your client, so we ain't trying to do that. But as y'all can see, I'm stretching the skin every time I'm using that razor, going over all these lines, going over all this chalk, all the barber pencil, taking off any hair that was left by the hair topic, or I'm sorry, by the hair fibers, is taking that off also. So that's what's really gonna make this haircut pop even more and give a sharper overall finished look. And then we're going over the front line now. Check that out, man. Line looks super, super sharp. And then we're just gonna clean up the rest of my client, clean up the neck area, all that stuff, man. But yeah, man, that's basically the cut. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it, man. But check it out. Here is the final product. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut down in the comment section. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. Remember, guys, if you're in the Houston, Texas area and want a haircut from your boy, you can go to my website, tankbchopping.com. You can book there. Also, if you want any discount on tools, you can go to fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10 on that website. On anything that you see on their website, you can purchase and use my discount code. If you like those clippers, I did get them from Stylecraft, so you can go to stylecraftus.com. Discount code TANK10 to save yourself some money on those clippers also. But check it out, man. My man Carlton left the shop looking like this. This is his birthday cut. Y'all let me know what you think about it down in the comments, man. YouTube, I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. I'm out of here. Let's go.